Hey guys, new video for you today. We're doing some two-digit division using guess and check. It's going to match up with page 43 and 44 in the workbook. And so our skills that we're going to need to have by the end of this lesson is that we can use rounding to estimate the quotient when dividing by two-digit numbers, including for cases in which doing so requires adjusting your estimate. So let's get right into it. First thing we're going to be doing is looking at whether or not the quotient guessed is too high or too low. And so a lot of times the best thing we can do is just try to guess at how many times we think it's going to go in. So here's some pretty simple ones. 3 going into 19 5 times. Noticing that that gives us 15 with a remainder of 4. In this situation, when you get a remainder here that is larger than what's called the divisor, your estimate's too low. That should have gone up. Here we have 3 going into 25 9 times, which 3 times 9 is 27. This number is bigger than this number, and when that happens, your estimate is too high. So you need to adjust, right? So again, here, this number is bigger than this number, so your estimate's too high. And here, our remainder is bigger than this number, which means the estimate is too low. Okay, so too high, too low, or just right. So our example here, the number is bigger than this number, so that's too high. Our remainder here is bigger than our original divisor, so it's too low. Remainder is bigger than the divisor, so it's too low. This one is just right. The remainder is less than the divisor, and the number here is less than this number. And then so here, the last one, it's too high because our number here is bigger than. Okay. So we have to do a bit of subtraction. We have 48 going into 291 5 times. So we get 291 minus 240. That's going to give us 51, which means that this estimate is too low. Here our number is bigger. We don't have to do subtraction. It's too high. This number here's got to go. We would have to adjust. And then lastly, we'd have 465 minus 406, which leaves us with 59, which means that this estimate is too low. So just a couple, it's a bit of practice. So we have to multiply the estimated quotient by the divisor, figure out if the estimate's too high, too low, or just right. So 36 times 7 would give us 252. So I'll write that in, 252. And so then we do our subtraction of 298 minus 252, which gives us 46, which means that our estimate's too low, it should go up. Here we have 27 times 6, which gives us 162. And then we can do our subtraction of 183 minus 162, which gives us a difference of 21, which means that this estimate is just right. At this point, you can pause it and work on number 1 in the workbook if you'd like, or you can just keep listening. So we have an estimate here of 7. That's going to give us a number that's too high. If we get a number that's too high, our adjustment has got to be lower. And so it says, what's a better guess to try next, 6 or 8? Obviously 6. If you've already got a number that's too high, you're not going to want to go higher. So you have to adjust lower. Okay. So then the exercises, you can pause it if you'd like and do them on your own. But the instruction says to use the first estimate to make a better estimate. So if our estimate is too low, we have to go up. If our estimate's too high, it's got to go down, right? So too high, the estimate's got to go lower down to 5, and this estimate's too low, so that number 7's got to go up to 8. So then we have to do our division here. And so we would end up with 32 going into 850. Okay, and so I'm going to estimate 32 going into 85. I'm going to say it's going to fit in twice. And then so I need to do that multiplication. That's going to give us 64. And then I can do my subtraction. And that's going to give me a difference of 21. So that estimate is just right. I don't need to go up or down. Okay. All right. It says to look at the first part of the dividend, which part is at least as big as 46, and then circle it. So in this case, 96 is at least as big as 46, and then here 388 is at least as big. We have the numbers. It says to divide the circle number by 46. So I have 46 going into 96 twice, which gives us 92. Here I have it going in, I think I have it going in twice? No, I think I have it going in 4 times. No, not 4 times. I know 50 is going to go into 35 about 7 times, so maybe I picked 8 times perhaps. Just do some quick math. 414 divided by 46. And I picked 9 times. And so that was too big. So I'd have to make an adjustment saying like, well, and then I'll just pick 8 times. And then I would make my adjustment here. 46 times 8 gives me 368. And then I can do that subtraction, which would just give me 20 as the division. So 8, or the difference. So 8 is the right one. So the exercises here say to start the long division by dividing the circled number by 46, then finish dividing. So I have here 46 going to 71 one time, which is 46. Here I have 46. I would like 46 to go into 189. I think maybe 4 times is reasonable as my guess. So then I do 46 times 4, which gives me 184. Which would give me a difference of 5, which is a good estimate. So at that point, nope, not yet, sorry. Then it says to divide using long division, so I'm going to just make a thinner line. And I'm going to be dividing 46 just into 49 into 65. So I'm going to say it goes once. And that's going to give me a difference of 16. I do my division. Okay, so at this point you can stop, or pause the video rather, and you can work on numbers 2 and 3, and then you can pick it up again. So the next part it says that if you can divide whole numbers by whole numbers, you can divide decimals by whole numbers too. Just got to remember to put the decimal above the original decimal in the dividend. Okay, and so what it says here is that the answer for the second division will be 1/10 of the first division. So there's we're going to use guess and check and revise strategy. This one is pretty straightforward. We have 27 into 37.8. That's going to go once, and it's going to give me a remainder of 10. And then so I bring down the 8. So now I'm going to calculate how many times 27 goes into 108. So I'm going to guess 4 times, and then I can figure it out. 27 times 4 actually is 108. And so my remainder here is 0. And then the last thing, because it's a decimal, I have to remember to put the decimal. So 27 goes into 37.8 1.4 times. So that's it. You can finish up the questions on 43 and 44, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.